Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent. I was a teaching instructor while I was there today. I want to talk to you about getting out of the trust fund penalty. That's what you're here for. That's what the banner was. And I worked a decade at IRS. I used to set these penalties up. God knows how many I set up, probably hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I may have set up, a couple thousand trust fund penalties when I was there. I was a trust fund penalty machine. I worked in a zip code. We worked at zip codes at IRS, and I just had many companies. So the trust fund was really a prominent tool for the government set up to collect the trust fund money that was not recovered, or the payroll tax money that was never recovered. So if there's anyone who knows what the defenses are, that would be me, since I've set those up. So the very first thing you do in looking at what's happening is you want to know what the revenue officer knew, and then you want to kind of throw shade to that, or kind of throw dust in the face of that. So knowing how that's packaged, many times you want to get the Freedom of Information. You want to make a request to get the file that the revenue officer sent in. It'll be redacted some, but at least you'll have a base. One of the things I want to look at is the 4180 form that was sent in on your file, because those are the things you want to pick apart. Now, some cases you can't take because they're single member, one person. They wrote all the checks, they did everything, and there is no really defense for that. There isn't. I wouldn't take a case like that. But if you're on the border, on the shell, on the outside, you want to take those cases, and there's a reason, because maybe at some point the government may want to settle the case and not collect the whole thing. So the first thing is I want to take my own 4180 all over again, see if there was anything new, see if there was anything missed, and then I go over that 4180. I'm going to work that case like the IRS did, and that's where I start looking for loopholes, because when you're taking it and IRS is there, you're just giving out information. I, on the other hand, are starting to look for loopholes. So that's in fact what I do. You always want to start with the checks. Who signed the checks? If you signed the checks, did you have to sign a check? Did you have to do it to keep your job? Did your boss make you do that? So there's a lot of periphery things that you want to ask to know about checks, because whoever signed the checks had a really big influence on why IRS set the penalty up. So those things are very, very important for your defense. Then you want to ask the questions that are on the 4180. Who hired and fired? Who had control of the business? Now remember, some of you may have had something to do, a portion, but not all of it to do. But it's unfair that IRS set you up for the whole penalty. Those are the good cases you want, because like I said, if you're a single member person that did everything, you're not going to get out of that penalty. But for everyone else, chances are there's a defense. Anyway, just remember that trust fund penalty has a statute. That statute of limitations. The statute of limitations is 10 years after it's set up. It's just like a 1040 tax. Just thought I'd let you know. Thank you very much. Give me a subscription if you need a defense. I'll review your case. I'll see if there's a case. If I like the case, I take it. If I don't, I will tell you right away. I don't work cases in which I can't have success. Thank you for listening. Give me a subscription.